Not everything is about you. In this video, we're going to be talking about why you take things so personal and how to stop. We're also going to be diving into where this stems from and how to regulate your nervous system and all that good stuff. So if you're new here, my name is Jessy.
And my name is B, and we help women heal themselves from the inside out. We use really cool things like breathwork, energy work, and conscious coaching. So if that sounds like a good time to you, hit that subscribe button, stick around for more videos, and have a better life.
Okay, so where does it stem from? I can speak from personal experience. If you grew up in a household like mine, you maybe were constantly walking on eggshells, or you felt like you always had to kind of manage your parents' emotions and other people's emotions, and that causes this like weird effect. I remember like if my dad was in a bad mood or something, I would be walking on eggshells and then trying to like decode his every movement, everything he was saying, trying to like, oh my God, is he mad at me? Oh my God. And it could have nothing to do with me at all, right? But I'm like trying to decipher what's going on with him. I'm trying to like do things for him that are gonna make him happy. I'm trying to, like calm him down, do nice things for him. It was just like out of control.
That is such a huge responsibility for a child to take on.
Yeah.
And like as children, we inherently think that everything is about us because it's something to do with like our brain development, and obviously children, they don't have like more fully developed brains, and there is so much more in their ego. And naturally, it's not a bad thing. It's just we all do this as human beings. As children, we literally think that everything is related to us. That's why, kids, myself included, what's usually when their parents get divorced at an early age, if they don't have like the right support system, they think, oh my gosh, it was my fault. They think that everything is their fault.
Something else that you kind of take, and you've had a similar experience, but I'll let you speak to it. But like the praise, like I remember getting praised by my parents, but if I did something that I thought I would get praised for and I didn't get praised for it, I would take that so personal. Like, wait, what's going on? Why didn't you say anything this time? And that translates to your adult life. And I'll let B take over to talk about her.
Well, I just have some thoughts too before I share my personal experience. So like if you're a parent and I am not a parent, but I have worked with children as a therapist, and I've coached parents to help develop like a deeper, more connected emotional relationship with their children. And what I've observed and what I've learned from my experiences and knowledge and all of this is like, and we've talked about this too, like it's so important to praise kids and give them affirmations when they're doing something great, when they're just being, when they're doing something that's not so great. Because I, like just as a child, really only got praised when I was perceived to be doing something great. So when I brought home like a really good grade, which was all the time, like I was so used to getting praised for that. Also, like there was a weird thing, there is a weird thing in my family. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but like looks are very important. And like I was always getting praised as a child for like how cute I was and how beautiful, and like there was just an overemphasis on looks. And then so I started to notice, like even as a teenager, like the days that I did my makeup, I would get like more compliments and more praise from my family. I would get all of that like positive reinforcement. And then on the days that I didn't do my makeup, no one was saying how beautiful I was or how pretty I was. So that like creates like this complex. And I think that it all ties into everything's about me, what I'm doing, what I'm saying, how I'm being. Like it's all so taken to heart.
Right. And that's something that, like, guys, this is something that we've worked through pretty recently. When you had a moment where, oh my God, you were expecting me to give you this external validation, like this compliment. And when you didn't receive it from me, you took it so personal.
My inner child was literally crying for praise from Jess. It was like a new outfit. It was a new shirt.
It was a new shirt. The new shirt.
That seems like a lifetime ago, but literally it was probably like 3 or 4 months ago, if even.
Probably like 3 months
three
ago.
months ago.
But that was a big shift for you because then you were able to connect like, oh, I'm going to trace this back. And you traced it back to your childhood and you were like, wait a minute. Okay, I've got to unpack this and figure this out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, and I haven't had a moment like that since. Like, I do my makeup because, like, I want to feel good. And, like, I'm not looking for an outside compliment. Like, if I'm getting a new shirt, of course I'm going to ask my partner, hey, do you like this? How does it look? But, like, I'm taking into account that I like it or I don't like it more so than her opinion.
Right.
I forgot about that. It's not about you all the time.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so when you are triggered and you are taking something very personally, I've noticed like 3 sort of like patterns that happen. You can get really defensive. That's what she does.
That's me. It's me. I'm working through it.
Yeah. And honestly, I definitely can see that in myself too. Get very defensive because you're feeling unsafe. You want to protect yourself.
I was about to say, like, you get that feeling of you feel unsafe, and then you start spiraling very quickly after the defense. I feel like for me, it's like defensiveness, and then I kind of shift into a spiral, and then I'm just like a little, I'm in left field, trying to get back to the center.
Yeah, spiraling was the second thing. It's like, oh my gosh, like, something's wrong with me. Whatever that belief system is, and you can track it, like, you can go deeper. Just keep asking yourself, like, why? I feel frustrated. Why? Because I'm feeling like my partner isn't, like, understanding me. And, like, just getting to deeper, like, layers of the onion, and you can unpack a belief like, oh, I'm not feeling like good enough, and that's why I feel like I have to defend myself, or I was never like seen or heard in my family system, and that's why I feel like so on the defense because I'm always having to like prove myself. Like, it's really amazing how you can do that. But spiraling is the second one. And then third is just withdrawing, just kind of like shutting down, stonewalling, going internal.
Which we do have a video on stonewalling, but something that and we can link that below, but it's the noticing, it's the self-awareness. And I know we talk about that in that video, but I'm going to talk a little bit about it here. That has been helpful for me and how I know that I'm kind of going down that, like I'm taking something super personal, and it's like when I can feel myself shutting off, that's when you got to like open up. You have to open up, like be vulnerable with your partner, tell them, like it helps to talk it out. It helps to like, and I think something that's also super helpful is you get curious with your questions, like, okay, like what's happening right now for you? What are you feeling? Okay, let's like talk about this. And when we talk it out, then that helps me get more clear, like, oh, this is why this triggered me so bad.
Yeah. So create some safety within yourself if you're feeling like you're being defensive, you're spiraling, you're withdrawing. Like, the first step is to like catch it, recognize it, create safety within yourself, with your partnership, like whatever context it's in, and then tap into your heart and open your heart a little bit more. And the only way that you can do that is if you feel safe, because like obviously your inner child is gonna like pull you back, put the walls up, like no. So find a way to create that safety, and that's actually what we do in our coaching containers. You can go through a program with either of us. We tailor it specifically to you and what you're working on, and we help you create that safety within yourself so that you can work through like deep inner child stuff, and you can heal so much in your life, like stuff that you didn't even think was related, like money, love, body stuff. It's all connected. You can go through super deep and heal so much, and we love helping women do that. So check the links below for a Calendly link and schedule a free consultation with us.
So the remedy, I'm sure you're on the edge of your seat waiting for the remedy. Perspective. Like I started this video out, not everything is about you. And that's something that I've had to work on. And it's not like this happens overnight, guys. This is like a constant effort and like muscle you have to work in order, for it to work for you. But I remember getting so triggered by people if I was out and somebody was like giving me like this stank eye or something, and then just being able to like, I don't know, sometimes it's like really, I see the growth in myself now when I'm able to just laugh it off, and I'm just like, okay, you know, like it's not about me. They probably like, I don't know, maybe their dog just died. I don't know. You don't know.
Maybe they hate gay people.
Or maybe they hate gay people. I don't know. Yeah. Unless they say something to me, then like I'm not going to let that external energy like take me out of my center. I'm not going to let that affect what I have going on. If I'm and I used to do that. I'm speaking so passionately because I used to do that. I used to let people knock me out of the frame entirely and ruin my day over like a 1 second interaction.
Yeah. Well, and even if they do hate gay people, it's like that's still not about you.
It has nothing to do with me.
Them.
Right.
Like anything that anyone projects onto you, like if someone's angry with you for you doing something or being some way, it's not about you. It's about them, because that's their own projection. That's their own whatever to deal with.
Right. And sometimes the closet is glass.
You might be gay.
You might be a little internalized homophobia.
The other thing that I wanted to say, and this isn't necessarily a remedy, but it's good to like for context, and you know you're not crazy if you're taking everything so personally. You're probably also like, along with what Jess said in the beginning about childhood origins and stuff like that, you're probably just also a very sensitive person. You're probably an empath. Like, these are more evolved traits, and sometimes I feel like the world, you know, isn't ready for us. I think that it's slowly getting there, but like, you are just more evolved.
And don't get it twisted, like sensitivity. I used to be so self-conscious about being a sensitive person, but being sensitive is such a superpower. It's a superpower that not a lot of people possess.
And it's like you have to know how to like work it, you know, and how to like use the strengths of sensitivity, you know, like maybe it's in how you read people and how you can, you know, discern. But a weakness or a shadow part of sensitivity is definitely taking things personally. So we just have to like work around that. And it doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, this cross to bear, like, oh, I'm sensitive and now I just have to deal with this for the rest of my life. Like, no, we don't have to live that way.
Right. And so recognizing those triggers in your body, like whatever it is, I tend to kind of like tense up, and it's just like the art of noticing. And when you feel yourself getting defensive, maybe spiraling, doesn't always happen in that order for everybody. Everybody's different. But noticing it and then separating, okay, like that's their stuff, and like I don't have to take that on. I'm going to keep my stuff over here. They can keep their stuff over there, and like I don't need to take it on because it has nothing to do with me at the end of the day. Like everybody is living and leading such different lives, and like we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We don't know what's happening with this person or that person, like strangers out in public, whatever, you know, like it's really not that deep ever.
Yeah, and we have another video, you know, when you're talking about like what's theirs and what's mine, we have another video where I sort of outline something that's really important for people that are empaths in partnership, in relationships, to do like different practices. So we're going to link that down below so that you're not taking on stuff that's just not yours.
Right. Check it out because it's like a super simple, quick, easy thing that you can do to protect your energy and to not take on somebody else's.
I feel like a mask.
I feel like a double mask. So if you like this video, make sure that you like it, hit that subscribe button below, and stay tuned for more videos just like this. And as always,
take what you need, leave the rest, and go love yourself.